Good evening, everyone. Hopefully everything sounds okay today. I still haven't gotten to get my new XLR cable, so that's a little behind, but hopefully it's not so crunchy sounding. Let's turn that off for now. Alright, doing things is hard. I try to figure out how my Pomo timer I added to stream works. Let's just give it a go. Oh, I forgot to sit at my desk. Does my button work for that? Is the hotkey for this? Hello. Leave. Welcome.
Who are you?
There we go. I gotta sit. There we go. I must be seated properly. I was like, something's wrong about my layout. I spent so much extra time trying to get it right, and I still messed it up. So that's fun. Let me pop the text down behind my head. There we go. Alex! Hello! I'm off the screen on the other side. We're doing great so far. We're so prepared and set up for this stream. Definitely very ready to work and get things done. Okay, hopefully that's better. Let's freeze it. Lock it in place. And hopefully the game sound is coming out, and it should be. Should just be smooth jazz for now, so. But a moment. Okay. Next, check. I should be able to do commands. I'm exhausted. The world is exhausting me today. I am tired but motivated to make some dang good art today, write some stories. So I have some lore that I want to work on writing, and I need to force myself to sit down and actually do it. This is part of how we do it. So hopefully you can share some of your favorite sci-fi tropes with me. I know I'm always quite... I like when sci-fi explores like a little deeper into like the socio-political goings on in sci-fi. Wait, did I swap to the wrong screen? I think I did. Or is it just not previewing? There we go. There we go. Okay. So then what is the command to start? Like, I'm always a little enamored with the idea of like a shitty travel agency in some cyberpunky edge of the outer galaxy planet that's just gonna send you to a bunch of space motels. I love stuff like that. Like, because I feel like a lot of times sci-fi that I don't like, everything is like shiny and clean and well kept and expensive metal, and it's all shades of gray. And I'm like, I want color and character in these vast spatial worlds that we are going to explore. That'd be great. Thank you. What are the commands? Does that do it? Does that start the timer? That didn't start the timer. Warrior, hi! There we go. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, I'm starting a little late today. I'm sorry. How do I... Timer settings. Did it... Why is it negative now? What did I do? What did I do? Why is it negative? That's okay. Get some rest. Thanks for hanging. Oh. Okay. Falcon, hi, welcome in. There we go. I got it. We did it. We did it. I figured it out. We managed to set a timer. Let's go. All right. We have 30 minutes to work. I have to get my application with notes in it in there. And I have to write. I had to do something really gross today, and that involves opening up Google Chrome to do something. It felt bad. And then on our breaks today, we are going to be starting a Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode run. What's a good word for like the far reaches of space? I feel like deep space, while in some facilities is correct, in others it just sounds awkward. Astral Abyss is like a little too fantasy though. Hey Darkwick, welcome in. Hi. Hi. Hope everything's going well. Is chat showing up on the screen? Did I break it again? Let's see. I think I broke it again. Hi, welcome to the stream. I break everything. Everything I touched, it breaks. It do be going well. That's good. I was very stressed about the state of the world earlier, so I got ice cream. That's how I cope. It's a coping mechanism, and it's not good. But the ice cream was good. It helped me not panic, so that's okay. Why am I referring to the far reaches of space? Well, I mean, I'm from space. Well, not really. But, you know, some people want an origin story sometimes. And, you know, I've been cooking a little origin story. More than what we've been working with, and I think it's about time to expand that universe and add some more content. We had our reports that we were sending into command in shorts format, and that was good, but I think I want something a little deeper and more detailed, so we're writing that up. We're writing the reports. Bum 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 bum. There we go. Okay, I had to refresh the cache for that browser source. There we go. There we go. We can actually make this much larger. Well, that's fine. Light years away. Yes. Indeed. Yeah, I had a whirlwind. It could also be hormones. I had like a whirlwind of emotion today, and I was like super hyped to make some art, and then I got super bummed, and then I'm neutral, but I'm still gonna make some art because good art is often made even when you don't necessarily feel like doing art. And that's part of being a professional, is even if you're kind of bummed about the world, you still try to keep making stuff. Coming out with some super... So James' favorite sci-fi trope is coming out with some super overpowered tech that changes the rules of the conflict entirely, and then forgetting they did that the next episode to never use it again. I do feel like, yeah, the power scaling in sci-fi is really bad. And I think, again, that's a lot of sci-fi. Here's a little secret about me. I may be from space, but I don't like most sci-fi. I really like fantasy. And the reason for it is partially related to that. I feel like a lot of sci-fi has a lot of like pacing issues and power scaling issues, where either it's some like how many multiple world, like, Star Destroyers have there been in Star Wars? Like, come on, do something else. Do something. I feel like if you only take sci-fi in terms of technological superiority or technology superiority or warfare superiority, you dig yourself a ditch that you can't get out of, because it's a never-ending narrative hole of needing to one-up yourself. But if you're telling stories about people, which really it transcends genre, and it's why you can still do Dungeons and Dragons in a sci-fi setting, telling stories about people and about experiences really does, it escapes every genre, and you can flavor it to what you want and include interesting things, but it means that you're not going to deal with power creep and have a really one-note story. Okay, but I love Deep Space Nine. That is a little OP though. You'd think they would, but clearly the one dude that knew how to make it forgot. One dude made the one thing, and it was too powerful, and they assassinated him. Which setting do you think is better? A courtroom setting, or I'm trying to find a good setting for like setting like exposition, right? So I'm like, would a courtroom make more sense, or some sort of like police interview? Or like manager boss is mad. Those are like the three things I can think of that would be good for like giving exposition, where you have an outside party explaining the framework of the story. Oh, or we could go in the same vein and do something along the lines of like a private investigator or like low-key stalker that's like researching a subject, you know? Yeah, I think courtroom scenes do... yeah, and it's a little overdone. Or PI stalker. I kind of like the PI stalker. Just a really big fan. The space stalker. Like, how crazy do you have to be to stalk someone in space? You know? You're just like, I gotta find out what they... Like, it's not bounty hunting. It's just craved depravity. Worked for Jessica Jones. Hola, ¿cómo estás? It's issues. Just some issues. Just a few. Protectors. I would say some like propaganda shit. I'm not. That out of left cuff. That sounded really bad. I'm writing a story about. I'm writing the lore here for myself, which involves a military background, and it starts very like propaganda-y. So obviously I just butter out. I'm gonna write some propaganda shit right here. What's the word for someone that's like advanced? They're like the first to do something. My brain keeps saying entrepreneur, but it's not in the business sense. It's like, Trailblazers? That sounds corny. What's the definition of iconoclast? Okay, we don't want that. That's not the right word. Iconoclast is not the right word I am looking for. Yeah, they were a great soldier. They were an iconoclast. They destroyed all of the religious iconography. Sometimes you have the big word in your head, and the big word doesn't mean what you think it means. We can use explorers. Is subspace the same as deep space, or is subspace kind of like interatom? Okay. No, not that, Quora. It is a sci-fi term. We are writing sci-fi. Hi, Levy. That's not what I wanted, Quora. It's actually a mathematics turn. But, okay, so it's like a planar space, multiplanar, because they're talking about space between planes. Okay, that's not what I want. Yeah, we're just gonna, there's only so many words for space. Did you know that? The hardest part about writing sci-fi is there's only so many goddamn words for space. It's where you pilot your ship to get sandwiches. We're entering the subspace. I want a Reuben! I'm sorry, honey. We're all out of irradiated steaks in our rations. The cosmic sandwich. Yeah, and then there's the other problem with sci-fi terms, right? And the fact is that at this point in history, void, aether, beyond are all pretty much fantasy terms at this point, right? Unless you're using them very sparingly. They relate the reader back to fantasy. And I'm not against using them, it's just not the type of language I think the vibe fits. The in-between, the emptiness between. I think I skirted around it. Because I ended up talking more about interplanetary conflict rather than trying to say it was out in bumblefuck nowhere of space. Because the plan is this person's going to be like a sci-fi nerd, and they're going to be super nerdy about this group of soldiers. And then I'm going to say myself, we're out in the bumblefuck nowhere of space. Why are you here? New Alabama. New Alabama. New West Virginia. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. Oh, was I supposed to make a sound for this? How's it gonna play the sound if there's no... We'll see. We'll see in 7 minutes how the timer works. While we have 7 minutes to think about it, while I'm thinking about typing, you guys should debate what class we should play in Baldur's Gate 3 for honor mode attempts. I've played a little bit of honor mode and died like twice, but now that I'm not playing it on stream officially and we've had a break from it, we can go back to playing it. The conflict is based on Earth, i.e. America, being an imperialist piece of shit. That's the conflict. Isn't that always the conflict in some way or another? One group is an imperialist piece of shit. Yeah, a race of artificially engineered soldiers made to endure harsh conditions because FTL travel is too harsh on human organs and it just squishes them right down into human pate. We don't want that, do we? Warlock and Rogue, but you can get the benefits from those companions. I do like the like post-apocalyptic unlikely survivors trope. I think that's a good one too. I'm a sucker for like the vagabond type, you know, the fringe of society just trying to survive, doing their best. That's a good one. I do like the far reaches of space, but it has to be used sparingly. Producers of the space banjo, sister wives, and corpse hooch. Hey, don't hate on the coffin juice. No one on this earth was allowed to drink the sarcophagus juice, and that's why we're not advanced enough as a society. Think of all the biomechanical, advancements we could have had if someone was allowed to drink the sarcophagus juice, okay? If someone was allowed to drink it, we would have a cure for cancer by now. I'm just saying. Well, the program was shut down 30 years after the first deployment as a failure. But I don't think you're a failure. Failure is a concept made up by faulty AI. Ooh. Not a failure, huh? What happened after the program was ended? Well... all of the dispatched units you know, I was gonna say the units were recalled and terminated. But I think I'll just leave it vague. I think I'll leave it at recalled. Because I like the idea that I could come back to that and that they are like maybe still somewhere in a cube of ice. A lot of ice. Who knows, Darkwick? Maybe they're at the bottom of a pit just waiting to be fixed. Underneath a passenger car. Okay, that's a callback to Saturday's D&D session. Feral. They're feral. They're out there. They're free. If anything, I'm the feral one, so... How do you put someone in stasis without using a block of ice? Because everybody uses a fucking block of ice. And the Empire would never financially recover from this. No! Something a lot. Oh, we're getting the details. If you have FTL tech. Yeah? You probably also have the reverse. Oh, yeah, which means stasis. Thanks, Levy. That helped me a lot. Yeah, temporal bubble. We're going with the temporal bubble. But I'm going to up the ante for that. Stuck in a temporal bubble. Ejected into a star. There's only a temporal between you and certain death. How you gonna find yourself? Oh, you know, I just had to take a lot of time off, do some meditation. Oh, the timer reset. Okay, well, let's take a break. Yeah, I don't know how the sound is working for that. It's not. Unless you guys can hear it. Did that do it? Hey. It kind of worked. Whatever, that's fine. Alright, let's... I've broken something, clearly. A little bit. Give me a minute. I'm freezing, which doesn't bode well. We'll see if it breaks when I swap to this screen. Bum, 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 bum. Why am I the wrong size here? Well, I guess it's not why am I the wrong size. I'm always the wrong size, but... There we go. You want to be bald? They just kill you and clone you? I'm already dealing with some clone stuff, so I feel like if there's too many clones, that's a rough time. What is this that is so large? Okay, that's what that is. Alright. Well, my computer is making screaming noises, so that bodes well for how this is gonna go. I might have to change to a windowed mode one moment. I think that's gonna be what we need to do. 2K windowed, let's do it. That shouldn't change anything for you guys. It should just make the quality a little better. Aside from this. Got changed. Okay. So, we have to create a character. Do we want to do an Dirge honor mode run? Which I have not done Dirge myself. Or do we want to do custom? I think we do custom. I like playing dense characters in Baldur's Gate. Dirge, but you kill everyone intentionally the first time you see them. We can try that. It's honor mode. We can certainly try that, though. Okay. Dirge. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Let's roll for it. Let's roll for everything. We're rolling for it all. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll roll a d12, and if we get a 12, we'll just re-roll it. Hi, I'm a dummy that DMs multiple games. Doesn't know what a d12 looks like. We rolled a 3! It's a drow. Alright. Odds and evens. Male, female. If we roll a crit fail or crit success, genderless. We rolled a 1! Genderless. Got it. I mean, we have to pick an appearance, but we can try to make them as non-binary as possible. Do we want, colloquially, a tall king or a short king? Odds and evens. Loth Celadrin. Nat 20! Celadrin. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 d12 for class. 10. Sorcerer it is. Don't tempt me with a good time. Okay, we're not rolling for the spells. We do want to plan the spells. We are not taking True Strike. Alright, is Blade Board, it's 2 turns. Defending your foe. Let's choose a subclass. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want to do Shadow Magic? I might just do Shadow Magic since this is a Dirge character. And I think that could be fun. And I haven't gotten to play this yet. I'm gonna Thunder Push so many people. I mean, that does sound kind of fun. I don't think this is new. I'm pretty sure. Bursting Sinew is also new. Yeah, Necromancy. We're gonna make a goth as fuck character. Explodes a corpse. I feel like that's... I don't know. Prevent the target from healing until your next turn. Cannot help down characters. An undead target receives disadvantage on attack rolls. Firebolt is always kind of just like helpful to have. Mage Hand. Do I want Mage Hand for anything? Yeah, it's a helpful cantrip to have, so we'll lock it up with that. Thunderwave is good. I do like Thunderwave. Death Toll is the best. I don't know what that is. I haven't added it. I haven't used it. Increase the armor's class. Yeah, we're gonna take some freaking shielding. Cantrip that does increased damage to damaged people. Ah, okay. Is that for the Necromancy Cleric, I think? That sounds like what it would be. It costs a spell slot to do that? 5. I mean, that could be helpful later on, but I think Mage Armor is going to be the most helpful early on. Just in terms of saving my ass in honor mode. And I'm just gonna leave my abilities as to what they are. To not, like, die. But I mean, Mage Armor lasts until a long rest. Shield is a reaction. So... Armor class to 13. You're right. Shield is pretty good. We could also do both. Let's do both. Let's build a tank. Let's build the tank. What could go wrong, you know? Who needs it? Let's build a tank. Let's build a tank sorcerer. You want both ASAP? Yeah, I figure it's worth it. The look. The look.
Where to next?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells.
Be wary.
It's opened.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this.
Where to next?
What was that?
Sure. Alright, let's roll random dice and then pick based on the row and number, I guess. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean nothing. I'm blue, baboo dee da woo da, ba doo dee da doo da, da boo dee da boo da. Should we be an old person? I think we should be an old person with freckles. Smoking. They're smoking hot. We're not an elf, we're a drow! And it's supposed to be... it's supposed to be non-binary drow, but our drow doesn't let us have, like, the options for faces aren't super non-binary, so... It be what it be. I do like this hair. I do like the hair there. I also like that one. I mean, this is some non-binary energy there. The undercut? Yeah. So I suppose there's not an actual look to non-binary, but you know, we want to keep them guessing. We don't want our enemies to know what's in our pants. It's none of their business. We can go for the grandma core. Oh yeah, where's the George Washington hair? I always like looking at that. Oh man, we could go for the friar look. Wait. That looks kind of good. George Washington haircut, maybe not. Two model. Yeah, I think I might go with the top knot. That was pretty good looking. Top knot. Let's go. We gotta get that fade on the edges. It's looking good. I like the golden hair. I feel like it's a nice contrast. Do all highlight colors. Okay, graying. We want like... I don't really like how the graying looks in this game. It's a little weird, but it be what it be. Yeah, we want some ashiness in there. I think that's a good combo. Ooh, I like the makeup there. I want to go for a little metallic, a little bit. All the glossiness though. And we want something just a little off of the natural color. Oh, I think the red's kind of nice. Kind of like it. We'll pick an eye color. Gray's not bad. I do also like the light purple. That's pretty nice. Lip tints. We want a little glossiness. I want something that's like gonna neutralize that lip tone though. I feel like I am in some ways making like the plainest looking character I can think of, but I think it looks nice. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. They're like turquoise teal, neutralizes the red in lips, so that's pretty good. Do we want tats? I like to do really faint tattoos when I do them. I do think red would be good here. To like play on what we already had and the tones in the face. I don't mind that line down the face. That's not bad. I think that's doing a lot for the look. Yeah. Oh, I actually, you know, I have these earrings. Like, I just recently got them. I have these exact earrings. They're kind of uncomfortable. I didn't expect them to be so spiky, but I guess I don't know what I should have expected. Do I like the Fae? That's a loaded question. I don't know. Who's asking? Is this a Fae asking? Who's asking? That's a loaded question. Simple. Oh, we may go with the spiky ones. Look, we did it. Character name. Sci-fi. Spiffy. They look so spiffy. And you know what we do? We random. All day, every day, we random. Yes. Very good. I do like the one time I made Santa Claus as my guardian. I'm gonna turn the BGM off for a second. Hello, Mr. Mind Flare. Womp womp. The Kuotoa. I just remember seeing those guys for the first time, and me and my buddy were like, okay, we're gonna take them out. We're gonna clown on these guys, and we did. It's time for the Wilhelm scream. Crunch. Do you think this is what like our phone screen feels like when we're playing idle games or mini games on our phone and we're like tapping it with our fingers to our phone? It feels like a nautiloid coming to like destroy the village. Dun, 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 dun. Well, you guys can't hear this, but I still have like disassociated bossa nova in the background. Wee. Whoop. I'm sailing away. That doesn't feel like an effective use of your limited resources of Dragon's Breath, Mr. Dragon. Look, it's Lae'zel. She's alive, but not for long. They confirmed the frozen place is Shadowfell? I think that makes sense. There's only so many places that could be. And it seemed like they were plane hopping anyway, so... Do you think if a nautiloid teleports into the water elemental plane and it sees like a giant nautilus shell or even a normal sized nautilus shell, do you think the nautiloid's brain is just going to be like totally rocked? What happens if you show a nautiloid a nautilus? Would it be like my kin? Or would it just like freak? Why is there a tiny version of me here? I mean, so nautilus are organic creatures, nautiloids. Are they like sentient? Are they sentient? I mean, I guess they're a part of the hive mind for mind flayers, but then like they technically I don't understand. That's some like wumbo jumbo hive mind bullshit that they didn't plan out properly and they just went, it's flesh, that's how it works, it's all flesh. And I'm like, that's not
The blood
right.
in your head thrums and pounds.
Meat mancy is not the
Pounding
answer,
blood obscures
wizards.
who you are. An overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull, besides your name and a headache. But you are in danger.
Brain hurting juice. I'm gonna take a deep breath.
Time to get out
Shake
of
our
here.
head, start anew.
And then you can shed light on the dark of the matter of yourself.
My head.
All right. Back to work. Oh. Back to work. Wrong screen. I gotta change the music. It's hurt my brain. Okay. I'm like falling asleep to the jazz. Let's reset the timer. Get back to typing. I didn't reset the timer. Okay. Yeah. I'm sleepy. Nautiloids are like the Frankenstein's monsters of spaceships because they harvest the shells from giant snails. Huh. I mean, they're kind of like horseshoe crabs, I guess. I still feel like their being is that of inorganic matter. Feels confusing. Brain, no brain cells for this. I'm on like one track brain right now. My problem with writing stories is I do have a tendency to, when I'm first writing out like what's happening, I almost can't separate the cinematic part of my brain that says like cut to this part, pan to this part, show this part here of like the B-roll that's being shown of what's going on, and like trying to fit logistically B-roll into a text format feels really weird, but I probably just haven't done it enough. So you mean the tentacles aren't used to play games on my phone? Oh. But there's games on there. It's Uma Musume. Have I ruined you with the thought of a nautiloid playing Uma Musume on a cell phone? There's no escape. Nautiloids are just big iPad kids, okay? That's what the feelers are for. They just want a tippy tappy. I like how it's like, show, zoom in on a whiteboard, see man and researcher arm pointing at whiteboard, pan to the setting to show environmental information, zoom out from whiteboard again, showing desk, boot hit desk. You terrify me. Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. We just come up with cursed content here. I mean, I used to make long Furby VTuber models, so It's nothing new. Is there space lycanthropy? I don't see why not. Although, I guess if your lycanthropy is tied to the moon, I feel like that would be a little difficult. What? Am I about to get some cursed knowledge? Do I want to know what Alex and Darkwick are talking about? I feel like I don't want to know. Do we go for a serious, intimidating introduction or showing myself as a true slob? Yeah, I think being silly. I have trouble being serious, so. Furries made it into space and genetically modified werewolves into existence. Interesting concept. Would they be, are they shapeshifters? Like, do they change between human and werewolf? Are they wolf people like cat girls are cat people? What's the logistics here? How much like shape changing is going on? And is it tied to the lunar cycle? If so, which lunar cycle? I mean, it could be something like this. If you want to make space werewolves work, the way you do it is there is a tribe of were people on a planet, right? Or they are developed upon a planet, and their transformation is tied to the moon local to that planet, barring any other timey-wimey spacey similarities. So they're forever tied to that moon. And it's waxing and waning for their transformations. But in the end, if they're like space travelers, it just ends up being like a period and they have to track it on their phone and be like, oh my god, it's a full moon. I'm about to be really hormonal, dude. I'm gonna go crazy. Get me out of that station right now. It's doable. It's very doable. It's not that difficult. I think we could do it. We can homebrew werewolf characters into sci-fi D&D. We can do it. We can homebrew anything. Oh, so I was going to mention this during the last stream, but I didn't end up doing it because I got distracted. That happens a lot. Yeah, so I definitely have always enjoyed RPGs and TTRPGs, and I was joking about being a theater kid, but what I didn't realize is that I also technically LARPed as a child, and it was to the point that we used to go visit a friend's house across the street. And they had like a multi-story house with a basement and like a raised porch. And the porch that was raised, it was a newly built house. So they didn't have like the fencing on the porch that like all the way across that would like keep cats and animals from getting under the porch. But they had a little gap in it that I think they were putting like some bricks or storing something in there, but eventually it was cleared out. So we used to go to this person's house, and one person got to sit in the little gap that was just enough for a kid to sit in it with a little mound behind it. And we would put a little like cardboard box up, and all of the other kids would have to go around the property and find random stuff to go trade with Tom Nook. We literally paid fucking make-believe LARP Animal Crossing as kids. Oh yeah, once, and I had that moment where I was like, once a loot goblin, always a loot goblin. It's never going away. We're gonna make up rules like, oh, you can't go into the house and find stuff. It's gotta be from the woods, or it's gotta be from this part of the property. And you would have to haggle with the person behind the counter. It's good times, good times. Cut to the flip side. A woman in a commanding uniform is tilted sideways, leaning on the desk, resting a cup of coffee on her chest and eating a crumpet. Do you mean like a D&D race? I'm a bit of a sucker, and I'm a classic person, so I used to really relate to half-orcs. I was all about the half-orcs when I started playing D&D. But then I had some bad experiences actually playing in some groups where I would play a half-orc and the setting of the campaign did not have orcs in it or half-orcs naturally. So I always ended up having to play with the added pressure of fantasy RPG racism. And I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Come on, man. And thankfully I'm not in any groups that do that now. This was like years ago. I kind of fell out of it, and then I wanted to play elves and half-elves with Baldur's Gate. Because I like the idea of playing kind of dense himbos when I play D&D. I played an old man dense himbo that's oblivious to the cues of romance, and in my Baldur's Gate playthrough I play a half-elf himbo that is completely dense to social cues and doesn't like secrets, so he reads everybody's mind and just picks the most obvious answer. But honestly, a go-to is probably short classes. Probably halflings. I've probably played the most halflings, I would say. Space Bigfoot. Space cryptids are great. I love space cryptids. I think, like, creatures beyond comprehension in space are a great way to, like, bridge sci-fi fantasy too. On the opposite end of that, for sci-fi, I also very much like the idea of man-made cryptids in, like, horror and thrillers in fiction. So I like the idea of, say there's a, I've talked this through a couple of times. Say there's a town that's like a production town and they're making machinery and tools, and they've been doing this for generations and generations and generations. And then you find that the weird things are going on in the town and something is awakening. Kind of like, you know, the Warlock Pact, the Elden one, the Cthulhu-esque awakening. But I like the idea of that being a mechanical man-made thing, you know? Like, there is almost like a god-like mechanical thing that is watching over this town of people and judging them And it just goes to slumber when it is not needed. A reborn skeleton himbo bard with a quack-off daughter. That's great. Yeah, I still really like, when the first thing we played in Darkwick's group, I played a character called Seer Heartshire, and he was a paladin that was obsessed with romance novels, like old for an elf. Like getting into old for an elf. Did his work as a paladin, was in the Royal Guard, and was like very tied to duty. And then now that he's like retired from his main duties, he discovers romance novels and gets enamored with them and seems to be completely unable to recognize like actual flirting and romance, but likes the concept of a romanticism. So anytime he thinks that might be going on, he's like, oh my goodness. He's just like floored in the most like Southern grandma way. And they were roommates. You're making your first character. Ooh, what kind of character you're making? Tell us about it. Tell us about your character. Hey, I play D&D online. There's nothing wrong with playing D&D online. Aside from the fact that D&D Beyond is astronomically bad if you're not like logged into the D&D app and in a campaign. My players send me their character sheets, and it's D&D Beyond, and I just want to look at the character sheet and check their background. I cannot do that through the browser link to their character sheet. And then I can't open their character sheet through my D&D Beyond app. I had to make a campaign through the browser, because you can't do it on the app, as a DM that has no information other than a title, send a link to my players, and my players had to join the campaign so that I could see their full character sheet. So that I could find out what their background was. So that I could make details. And this is for our text-based Tomb of Annihilation campaign that I'm so excited for. It's going to be so fun. I had to download a lot of information and do a lot of reading over the last couple of days for that. So I'm like on that Tomb of Annihilation mindset. Probably overwhelming my players. Just being like, hey, what's this? What do you think of this? What's this? An elf skeleton who is based as an archer. Huh. I mean, and so my question would be, undead are an interesting trait. So it would really depend on how your DM's handling undead. Because if you're doing a campaign where like, yeah, everybody's undead, or we're doing stuff like that, it's like a spooky season thing, it's probably fine. But undead has some really interesting traits to it that I'm always like apprehensive to play with, but I do love skeleton creatures. I was saying my two current favorite monster types are undead like skeletinoids, but specifically I like undead that are like astronomically larger or smaller than they should be. So if it's like an undead skeleton soldier, it should be like a real tiny skeleton. So you should totally, instead of doing an elf skeleton, you should totally do like a pixie skeleton. I don't know. When pixies die, do they turn to pixie dust? Do pixies have skeletons? Are there, should we worry about the pulp and the hot Jones? It's a little gritty. You're evil for making me think of this. Gnomes have skeletons? That's true. Ooh, ooh, wait. Hear me out. Okay. You're a gnome skeleton, but you've commandeered an elf skeleton to make yourself taller, a la 3 Children in a Trench Coat. So you just tell everybody you're an elf skeleton, but you're a gnome skeleton. Uno reverse. And then something goes wrong, and your bones just all fall apart. Just all the elf bones on the ground. How to play off being shot with an arrow? Well, I think that's going to be complicated because you're playing off of the mechanics of being undead. But assuming you're not undead, there are actual mechanics for 3 small creatures stacked up. There are. I read it in my campaign book, and it broke my brain, and I cackled for like a half hour. But yes, there are, look up battle stacks. It is an actual Dungeons & Dragons Wizards of the Coast mechanic that works. And the way it works is whatever entity you are combined with, each entity has its own hit points. And depending on where you get hit, you might have to ask your DM to clarify, that part of the entity gets hit points taken away from it. If the entity loses all of its hit points, it is ejected from the stack. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Luna's here. I'm gonna go. Oh, you know. What about a gremlin? I mean, I guess that could work, yeah. You could also play a warlock who has a warlock pact with their pet cat. Hi, baby. Who craves war. The OG gremlin from the movies Gremlins. I mean, yeah, that would be very homebrew. So you'd have to talk with your DM about the stats from it. But I'm pretty sure it would just be like, honestly, if they did gremlins, it would probably be either a kobold or a goblin pre-existing character stat block that's just flavored to be a gremlin. They don't tell you this in Dungeons and Dragons school. You know, where you had to go and spend thousands of dollars to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons professionally. They don't tell you this. But the real secret the real professionals use is that you can take stat blocks from whatever the hell you want and combine it together, or not combine it, and just change the name on things. And then it's that thing. Hi, Lulu. Yeah, you got the zoomies? Weakness to food and baths after midnight? Yes, absolutely. Gosh, that just... Every time someone mentions the Gremlins, it makes me think of... Like, that rule about food and baths after midnight. It makes me think of this manga and anime that I watched and read when I was younger called Pet Shop of Horrors. It was very 90s, but it was like a deeply traumatizing manga because I thought it was going to be like this pretty boy running like a kind of spooky story pet shop, but it gets dark. Like, people get eviscerated in it. They let a kid check that out of the library. But essentially you can... Yeah, there's an arc in that show where the thing is, this guy is a pet shop owner and he sells exotic and rare pets. It is implied that they are magical pets, and he then clarifies they're not magical pets. It's just that he gives you a special incense when you adopt a pet from them, and you have to remember to treat them like a pet even though they may look different. And often they'll look like a family member that has passed away, or someone they have a conflict with, etc., etc. And obviously, the people that adopt this pet fall in love with it or have like emotions about it and start treating it like it's a person. And they break the rules. And when they break the rules, something truly freaking awful, horrible, and gory happens. But there is one that is the rule. It was like one of the first couple of chapters. It was a family that adopted this rabbit that they were like, oh, it looks just like our daughter. And they're like, it's a rabbit, quote unquote. They think that this guy's just like human trafficking, right? But it's a rabbit and it's always vague and stuff like that. But he says, okay, make sure you only feed it vegetables and never any like people food, especially sugar. And they follow that until they're like, oh, it should be fine. It's our daughter, not a rabbit. We can give her a little treat, a snack, if you will. And they do. She has sugar, like a cookie or something. And she goes absolutely feral, escapes from the house, and comes back and pretty much dies on the spot from poisoning. And you're like, oh no, that's horrible. And then moments later, hundreds of rabbits burst out of her chest, alien style. Yeah, chest sucker style. And storytelling, this might be a little bit of a dark story. They burst out of her chest, and the rabbits then proceed to attack and start to eat all of the people there, including the parents of the lost child. And then all of the rabbits die all at once because they were poisoned by the mother rabbit that ate the sugar. And that lives with me forever. I was explaining the plot of an arc of a manga and anime called Pet Shop of Horrors from like the 2000s that has like burned its way into my brain. Adopt a pet. It'll be fun. No, you're going to die in a horrible manner. You're making a really cursed dark website. Dark magic on the website. Doc, you better hide a lich in that site that gives you dark secrets, like how to make mayonnaise. Mayomancy, if you will. The arcane art of combining two disparate, never to be combined ingredients. Oil and water. With the power of egg and mustard and garlic. You can make mayonnaise. I can't think of necromancy, not think of mayomancy. That's what me and my partner call making mayonnaise. I must craft the arcane secrets. The dark sauce. Which homemade mayonnaise is really good and very, very cheap to make. So, it lasts a while too. My favorite treat. Ice cream? Probably. I love ice cream. If I'm having a bad day, ice cream always makes it better. Specifically soft serve. I like all ice cream, but soft serve's my favorite. Especially if it's like good homemade soft serve. I love some soft serve ice cream. So I'm usually always down for that. Yeah, I had some ice cream earlier today, but I really enjoy it. I like testing out different flavors of ice cream. So I think my favorite ice cream flavor I ever had was coconut lavender. It was really good. And it wasn't like a non-dairy coconut. It was like heavy cream with coconut flavoring and lavender, and it was really nice. Pizza flavored ice cream. I've had like tomato gelato sorbet and I hated it. I've had tomato basil sorbet and I hated it, but I don't really like tomatoes that much, which is hilarious because I like guzzle ketchup, but tomatoes in general, the texture of them I hate, and cold tomatoes I do not like at all. I barely can stomach cold pizza, but no. I do love pizza though. I like bread a lot. Ice cream and bread are my favorite treats. I made crumpets last night, so I made a whole bunch of them and I took them into work, and everybody ate them. Everybody's always apprehensive when I bring bread in, but like they stare at it until like 1 o'clock when everybody's starving because they forgot to bring lunch in, and then they have a slice and they're like, oh my god, and then it's gone. Burger flip. Yucky. That sounds yucky. Just acid flavor? I mean, if you want just acid flavored ice cream, I don't know how you would make that though, because it's gonna make the milk curdle at some point. So they're probably using a lot of like fat as a binder in it to stop it from coagulating or curdling. But hey, if you want something that's like practically pure citric acid, you can get like cheap tahine. So there's it's more of a stateside Mexico thing, but tahine, which is chili lime seasoning, so it's chili powder, freeze-dried ground up limes, and then a lot of the cheaper ones, which like is not necessarily a bad thing, the cheaper ones, they'll put just straight citric acid powder in that tahine. Citric acid powder, it's so good. It's like you're eating a Sour Patch Kid. Chili powder is my favorite. Doc, have you had chili powder on popcorn? Chili lime seasoning on popcorn with like a little pinch of sugar and a little pinch of garlic powder is so good. I can keep a bag of it in my desk for having popcorn at work. But yeah, literally like the third ingredient on the list of my chili lime seasoning. Honestly, not the citric acid crystal is like before the lime on the chili lime seasoning I have. You go, why is it spicy? But it's not spicy for the chili, it's spicy for the sour. A little cayenne. Ooh, that sounds good. Wow, I made it to the next scene. I did it. I'm writing the lore. An explosion appears in space from the right side of the frame, almost filling the whole frame, until it pauses, changes to negative color, and inverts quickly. Frame pans to the Frame pans to the explosion. Now coalescing into a bubble. Smoke. Hand reaches up and hits the edge of the bubble. Smearing the soot. Cut to the bubble glowing slightly, orbiting with debris around a star. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Words are hard. Words are hard. Have coffee. I shouldn't have coffee. I had a big cup of coffee today. I just had a lot of people come in and talk to me at work today. And sometimes talking is hard after that. I need to check this. I'm thinking if I do end up turning this into a lore video, I'll probably do like a storyboard animatic type thing for it as best I can. I think it could be cool to do like a black and white storyboard because I can draw that on my e-ink tablet. And then 3 liters of coffee every 4 hours? Her teeth are gonna dissolve. That's really bad for your teeth. I mean, I guess if she's drinking it all at once, but you're not so, like, I had to pay so much money for dental work because I would drink coffee and it would take me like 4 hours to finish a cup of coffee. And I guess if it's an iced coffee, it's not so bad because there's ice. I mean, it's still really bad for your teeth, but iced coffee, a lot of that is water. So it's not bad. As bad caffeine wise. Water and milk, you know. Because I didn't prefer like watered down iced coffee to the point that the coffee I made today, I just poured hot coffee in the bottom of the cup and dumped a bunch of ice in. It's like, there you go. Close enough. Honestly, I feel like that's a good animatic. Would I need anything else? Do you need to show moments before disaster? Or is it more interesting if you just have a pause of a peaceful period and then disaster, you know? Especially if it's near the end of something. I feel like if it's at the beginning, you want the like, we're sitting on the ship. Oh no, something bad is happening. Whereas like, if it's towards the end of something, I think it's more interesting to just show the ship exploding and then show like the remains or the debris afterwards. Oh nice, you make your own slushies. I like a good slushie. I would take, in the summer, I'll take watermelon and I'll cut it up into cubes when watermelon's cheap, and then I'll freeze it in the freezer. Because it doesn't, like, it's so sugary that it doesn't normally freeze super well. Or at least it stays very like well, it does freeze solid, but I'll take it and I'll put it in the freezer so it's all chunked up, and then I'll just throw it in the blender with a little bit of water, and you can have a nice little like watermelon granita, little watermelon slushy in the summer. That's a good one. Oh, it's Baldur's Gate time. Let's go. Rippling water before the T-Rex arrives. Yeah, I think I was just gonna have like maybe like trails. Glow. Maybe we'll have the faint glow of a ship trail with a small one in the distance. Frame. An explosion on the right side of the frame coming in, so you don't see the main ship, but the small ship also explodes. Alright.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
Might still be stuck inside. No, I think I would have escaped.
Can't slow down.
She would have escaped. Alright, what do we have to pick up in here? Because we need everything we can get. We need to pack rat as much as we possibly can. It's time to be the Pacus Ratus. Ratatus. Hello, potatoes. I watch too much Taskmaster. I should make fan art of potatoes.
Might be useful.
I say I should make fan art of everything. I do have a really cute illustration that I want to work on that is just like I might make into a chibi live 2D if I can get a chance to do so.
With psionic energy.
It's just like me hugging a long cat pillow, but it looks real chill and relaxed, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should make that into a little mini casual VTuber model to like reacquaint myself with new live 2D cubism, because I haven't used it in like a year. Uh-oh. That's on my to-do list of stuff to get through, but I just picked one thing for today's stream and said, we're working on it. We're doing it. Yeah, I also think sound is a really good like precursor to disaster. I'm really like sound design when used in storytelling. I think it's a good tool and should be used more. I was about to say, now that I think about it, I didn't pick a background, but I am the Dirge, so I have the Haunted One background. Which, now that I think about it, my character Seer Hartsher, who loves romance novels, also had the Haunted One background, and I just made it, like, cutesy. He's haunted by his need to read romance novels and not murder people, I swear.
Thousand years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves,
Potatas
humans,
bravas.
and more flash behind your eyes.
Help us.
Hello, us. He's tapping his foot to the music. See? He feels the beat. It's the rhythm of the heart.
You've come to save us from this place.
Now. Oh yeah.
From this place, you'll free us.
It's the rhythm of the
The
heart.
exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
It's the rhythm of the heart. Alright, yeah. Oh yeah. I think you passed the point of saving.
From this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Well, our strength sucks. Let's investigate. Well, we failed the investigation.
Apart from this strange context, you notice nothing unusual about the brain.
Well, we can be dexterous. Let's give it a go. Yay, we can be dexterous. I am so proud of you, my little murderer. Who's a little brain scooper? You're a little
The
brain
lifts from the
scooper.
skull. But you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
Split splatter buff. I don't think we're gonna make it. It's gonna get away. Bleh. And suddenly us starts singing, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal." There really should be a mod that puts a top hat on us. Hey, don't look at me all offended. You would have died in there. Let's see. Anything else to pick up in here? Not by the looks of it. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past as I— oh god, a dragon! So, my question is, am I supposed to try to kill Lae'zel on the ship or after the Nautiloid?
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash
What
of
was the
your
agreement
face
for being
seen
bad
through the
here?
strange woman's eyes.
My head. What is this? Aqwah. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
What makes you think I
We
was a
carry
thrall?
mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers.
What do you suggest?
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection.
Do you
once
have
we
your
reach the
boating
material
license,
plane.
Lazel? I don't think she has her. Whoa, whoa. Illegal booty. Illegal. I wasn't ready for that. Alright. Who's our biggest threat? So, we have you in the back. Left, right. Alright. Lazel is first. She can probably
Taste my fury.
kill. Good, good. Good, good, good. Good, Lazel. Good. She doesn't have enough time to move anywhere else, but maybe... It's not gonna work that way, because that's not how aggro works, but I'm like, maybe she can move closer. I thought I took shield. Oh, I have to use it as a reaction. Okay. Got it. So I at least still get my action then. That's good. That's good. Strike your weapon, continue foe resonance.
Hope your soul is
Bonk.
in good hands.
Whoa, bonk upon ye. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't shoot at me this time. It's every time I've played
This is your end.
in tactician mode, Baldur's Gate has been
You proved surprisingly
deciding that the sorcerer is going to be the squishiest thing and it must die.
Now, to the helm.
Anything of use?
The air outside grows hot. In a lithid cradle? Aww! Rock-a-bye darker, stuck in a nautiloid. Soon you will have a worm in your head. Become an illithid, surrender your mind. One with the mother brain, far behind. I don't know, I'm making stuff up. I'm making it up here, guys. Yay, explosives. So Lazel took 1 damage. It's not horrible. Let's see. Can I use them? Yes, I can use crossbows. Lazel, you may have a crossbow for the duration that you are helpful for me. Never mind. I'm stealing this. I'm stealing this. And I am also stealing this. Thank you. Thank you for your time and your patience. I will be stealing everything you've ever owned, Lazel.
I have such a headache. Light on my feet.
Oh, she should get healed.
I feel better.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
You can't have ship in this nautiloid. I love finding fruit punch on dead bodies. It's my favorite thing about this game. There's just so much fruit punch on the ground and in dead bodies and shops.
See.
It really keeps you refreshed and ready to adventure.
Ghaik machinery. I can make no sense.
The man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive. You're but
Don't
one
do drugs,
step
kids.
from oblivion's stupor yourself, still wading through your empty skull to think a single thought. Man isn't dead. You're but one.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna whoosh. What do you mean too far? I'm literally right next to him. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little mind flare. Go to sleep, and never wake up. I missed. Hi, Lulu. He had a bucket. Where's Tibbs? Tibbs is collecting those. Hiya, baby. Crit. Cause it's critical, critical. I wanna be critical. I'm not gonna bother with you. I don't have to. I'm not going to. Excuse me. Oh, come on, man. Let me hear your body talk. Body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Cause it's critical, critical. I wanna get critical. I wanna get critical rolling. I am probably actually gonna watch the new season of Critical Role. Normally I don't watch it, but I'll see how it goes. I think I'm caught up with a lot of what I watch for actual play stuff, so I gotta get some new content, some new stuff. And then you have that moment as a creative where you're like, could you imagine if I spent like even half of the time that I spend listening and watching D&D actual play content, actually writing stories and making content myself? Could you imagine how much stuff that would actually be getting done? Crazy. Except usually I do it while I'm working, so you know, that's a lot to get done. Why didn't I have an opportunity to do a reaction? What the hell? Huh? Why didn't I get an opportunity to do a reaction? Huh? Do I need to... Does that cost my action to use a reaction? That is a question. That is the question. Well, Spiffy, so long. Farewell. Our feet are Xenadu. We rolled a 10. Is that the same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, Dragonborn. Okay. Okay. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Red dragon. Okay. Ooh, spicy. $11. Warlock. Hoo-hoo. Cantrips. Eldritch Blast is pretty darn good. Pretty good. Target is full health. Oh! Toll the Dead. Sounds cool. Okay. Before... What? 2. The Fiend. Spells. Armor of Agathis is so good. I'm probably gonna keep that. It's so good. Arms of Hadar is okay. Each flammable target is hit with 3 to 18 fire damage. Still take half damage. Charm Potion, Command. Flee or retreat. Its weapon. Hellish Rebuke. Wisdom save. What's our wisdom? It's not great. I don't know that I like Arms of Hadar, but I don't know that I'm going to take it. But I also like being themed around doing stuff, so maybe we'll do necrotic damage, and maybe we'll do stuff with the necromancy book. I don't know what you can do. I know there's stuff you can do, but I don't know. Oh wait, we're going Dirge. Oops. Red. Class Warlock. Toll Dead. Fiend. And was I gonna take Hellish Rebuke? Don't want to be a melee lock. Dex save. There's no range on Hellish Rebuke, but I don't want to be taking attacks in the first place. That's so much damage, though. It's worth it. You just finished? You fumbled. How'd you fumble, Uncle? What happened? What happened? Were you running D&D? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm old. Denkle, I'm old. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna randomize the appearance. Oh, a hangout? Okay, okay. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, you forgot? Oh no. Oh, I like the purple here. We're gonna stick with that. That's cool. I might change the eye color though. And remove... Yeah. Purple eyes. We'll go purple, purple. Then we'll go... I get to choose the color. There's lots of tones of red. Oh, I see. Okay. Is this the one we were looking at? No, this is. Purple blue. Makeup. I don't want jewelry. I don't like the Dragonborn jewelry. How do I remove that? Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't go outside, so I don't know, Dankle. I don't like going outside. Here, we'll name our character Alt Baddie, just for you. Venture forth.
The blood in your pound, how you went. You have nothing in your skull. Besides your time to get...
Okay. Back at it again. Oh, my head.
Dead. Good. Dream in red.
Is this where my brain whispers sweet murderous nothings to me?
Might be useful.
I hear that's a thing. My buddy's playing a lawful good paladin dirge during our campaign. And I hear, he gets to have a real fun time with his inner thoughts. It's just you and me and all of the bodies, and I don't know why I can't keep my mind off of you and me and all of the bloodshed. It's just a dark urge that brings me to you.
Let's see what this does.
Include some dramatic guitar music in that. See ya! I hope you get the next baddie's number, Denkle. I feel like I say baddie the way I should be saying like I need like Poindexter glasses. I hope you get the next baddie's number, Denkle. I hope it really works out as you form a long and loving relationship.
1,000 years.
I'm sorry, I know I'm a nerd. I can't stop it.
Humans and more flash behind your eyes.
That's you. Is that the smiley face with the stupid glasses? It's not loading the picture for me. Let me see. Yeah, that's me. Yep. I literally didn't even need to look. Ooh. Look at that stylish tail.
Please.
You can dance.
They
You can
remove us from this body.
having
this
the
case,
time of
free
your
us.
life. Give the brain. I'll be taking this mind for my own. It's like Play-Doh.
The brain lifts from the skull.
Squishy.
But you notice an opportunity. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its
Pokey
tender,
pokey.
moist meat to shreds.
Ah, we succeed in the poke. Boop.
The creature seems unaware of your interference. It relaxes in your hands.
There's a good brain. Don't eat it. Aw, but I love delicious mad cow disease.
I'll feed it.
The creature pauses, listening. Some
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed. No. We are us.
You know what I must do. Them's their fighting words. Wait, where did us go? Oh, they just yeeted out of here. Alright, fine. Very well then. I don't need us anyway. I don't need anyone. I'm a survivor. I don't need anyone, I say as loading screen.
You are no thrall. Vlad, who am I?
Alright. Mandatory companion. I see how it is. Is this a cantrip? This is a cantrip, right? That it is. 1 to 10 damage. Tell it. So we have you first, you second, third. Dead.
Swift and lethal.
So, yeah, hopefully they need to get in range. No, they're just gonna firebolt themselves. That's fine. We can work with that. Eldritch Blast! I really, you know, I've never actually played a Warlock in D&D. I almost played a Warlock in one of the one-shots I was gonna do. But I never actually got to play one. I really need to play one because I don't know, it kind of sounds fun just to like sling some Eldritch Blasts, you know? Boink. Oh, he saved?
Victory awaits.
That feels like a waste. Okay. Bonk.
You proved surprisingly
Ooh, a speed
adequate,
potion.
Now, to the
Quite
helm.
nice.
Open up.
That'll be good for a sippy sippy. I enjoy some Mountain Dew Whiteout on occasion.
Very well.
Give me the zoomies from caffeine. Hi, I play an Alchemist Artificer, except I don't actually cast magical potions. I just make caffeine and drugs. Someone has definitely played that D&D character before.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
Hello there.
Here we go.
I think I probably should have healed Lizzo up. That's fine though. Did I kind of abandon getting more work done? Yes. Did I also get all the work done I wanted to? Not entirely, but I got enough done that I feel happy with that. I have the next steps for what I need to do, so. Yep. He exploded.
Life, a fleeting headache.
There we go. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna take everything in your bag and leave. Ah. Let's see if I can get you out of the way. And then backed up.
Still breathing, despite
And that
everything.
means that I should be doing a lot better there. Why is it only 2 damage? Oh my goodness.
I'm
That
coming
damage
for you.
sucks. She's fine. Let's take. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're gonna be doing some running. Hopefully we can break line of sight from those guys so they don't laser me. What's my range? I need to move just a touch forward.
Cutting to the chase.
Hmm. You're welcome, Lae'zel. What do you mean not enough movement? What do you mean not enough movement? Why do I bother? Why do I bother to try and do creative things? This cantrip sucks. Yeah. Enjoy Hellish Rebuke.
Anything of use?
Well, I'll just be taking all of this then. Thank you. Yeah, there's a chest up here. Okay. Not leaving that behind. No, sir.
Maybe
That's
I need more
important.
Pockets. A brain in a jar. But for what?
Alright, we gotta go sit under the Healy lamp. Which is here. Okay. Stretch.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
Another brain. Here goes nothing. Odd. I feel.
Here goes nothing. 4 temporary hit points. Is that from Hellish Rebuke? Connect the transponder.
We need to get out of here, now.
Yes, I will loot on my turn. Thank you. Don't kill me. Good. Die! That's not dying. You take half damage from that. Thank you. Ooh. The Dark One's blessing. Huh. Too heavy to shove. This could be bad.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
I'm so cooked, guys. This is the run for this one. That's it. Miss, 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 miss. Woo, baby. Okay, I'm just gonna disengage my way there. Bye! We're doing so good so far. This is not going to be the end of honor mode attempts. I do like just like kind of rolling and going for it with whatever we roll with, because I like getting to see what other classes have. So I'll probably keep doing that. I do probably want to finish up the stream here because I am very sleepy and my eyes are tired. So I am probably going to wrap up, and I want to say thanks everybody for hanging. I know it was a chill day today. Didn't really do all too much, but I had fun talking about RPGs and sci-fi and just kind of hanging out today. Had fun playing Baldur's Gate, so I'm looking forward to continuing it. We may do like a full stream of it. It's not always going to be a co-working Baldur's Gate thing. We'll probably play it on its own. And I think the next stream is either going to be Dark and Darker or Elden Ring. And we're making some decent progress on Elden Ring. So we're getting there, we're getting it done, and we're having a good time doing it. So I hope that everybody has a good evening, and I hope that you take care of yourself and make some good art. You know, if the world is crazy and things are stressful, the one thing you can control is what you make, and you can make good art. Abhinav! Hi, welcome in, Raiders. I do have to apologize because we're actually literally just about to end stream. Thank you so much for raiding. Hi, I'm Commander Aqwah. I stream a variety of things, but right now our main games are Elden Ring, Dark and Darker, and Deadlock. We are just starting some honor mode runs of Baldur's Gate, and today I was working on writing some sci-fi story stuff while taking breaks to play Baldur's Gate honor mode and dying miserably. Let me give you a shout out. And I hope that you had a good stream. I'm probably gonna pass on the love so that I can get some sleep because I do have to go to work early tomorrow. But thank you so much for hanging. Let's see who we can send everybody to from Up Enough Stream. Let's see. Ah, we can send him to Mel. Yeah, we're going to send him Pocket Leaves. Pocket Leaves is a great content creator. They stream on YouTube and Twitch, and they are currently playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Thank you! I made it myself. So, hopefully we'll have some upgrades soon and some new art, but life's been busy. Got too many projects I want to do and not enough time to do them. Sometimes you just gotta hang out in a chat and get your scripting done when you need to, you know? So, yeah. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Brain cells rapidly failing me. They're leaving. The brain cells, they're all gone. Always. Not enough hours in the day. Never is. But I think making something creative is really rewarding. And as I was telling my chat for the raid, I hope you get to do something you love and do something that makes you happy. And when the world is stressful and you are tired and exhausted, take some time out to just make art. Just make something. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be online. It doesn't have to be your full-time job. The act of just making art and making something for yourself is going to make you feel so much better about just existing. And I really recommend doing it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Take some time and always share your crafts with others. If you feel like it. Not in like a social media way, but like share with people that share the same passion, and that will encourage you to keep doing that because it's a very healing thing and I recommend it. So we're gonna go raid Mel. It may take me a second to get the YouTube raid going because they don't have a proper system for it. So let me get Mel's channel up. But I'll be sending Twitch off first. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye bye.
Yes, that was the crime. It's so funny.